Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas is facing new allegations. He accepted luxurious vacations and gifts from wealthy individuals and didn't properly disclose them.
The report says the four moguls collectively treated Thomas to 38 destination vacations, 26 private jet flights, plus an additional 8 by helicopter, a dozen VIP passes to professional and college sporting events, 2 stays at luxury resorts in Florida and Jamaica, and 1 standing invitation to an uber-exclusive golf club. The dollar value? Likely in the millions.
Are you kidding me?
Fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence Thomas. Yeah, fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence Thomas. Yeah, fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence Thomas. Yeah, fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence Thomas.
The biggest offender on the current court is unquestionably Clarence Thomas.
First of all, Clarence, you lied about Anita Hill. Brother, you need to be served a subpoena you can't kill. At this point, your ethics are as small as a fucking anthill. When your seat on the court is finally open, we'll loudly chant Bill. Overturning Roe, taking away people's rights, it's you who we should have born. Just because your crusty ass is still on the Supreme Court doesn't mean you can just rule however the fuck you want for. What is clearly lavish private jet vacations all around the world, and getting your billionaire buddies to buy your wife diamonds and pearls. And speaking of your wife, fuck that bitch. You probably have to rule in certain ways or else she won't make you a sandwich. You made affirmative action illegal, but it gave you the status and power you have today. Why don't you also rule to reinstate segregation and go back to the old ways? You once complained that civil rights leaders do nothing but bitch, moan, and whine. Well, if it were up to you, Clarence, blacks would still have to wait in colored-only lines. Why would you rule that white beaters can keep their guns when your wife is a stupid, crazy bitch who nobody should trust with one? Despite the endless mass shootings, you ruled to undo gun safety restrictions. Then it's us who have to suffer the consequences of your terrible judicial decisions. You ruled to take away the rights of people who are LGBTQ. Well, let's see how you would like it if we take away the rights of idiots like you. You think states should be allowed to pass laws banning contraception, yet you probably need medical assistance to get a goddamn erection.
Crowe has also repeatedly flown Thomas out on his jet for trips to the Bohemian Grove, the California retreat for the rich and powerful, where he and the Koch brothers apparently developed a bond. Honestly, it's starting to feel like Thomas doesn't so much have friends as a collection of human ATMs.
You ruled to give all presidents complete criminal prosecution immunity. Clarence, you're as moronic as Brit Hume and Sean Hannity. You're a black man who ruled against creating more black congressional districts. Clarence, you are a disgusting problem for America, and we're gonna have to fix it. You so stupidly think that black voters shouldn't have any voting rights protections, yet not a single solitary person voted for your dumbass in any election. You sided with the majority in the ridiculous ruling of Bush v. Gore. No one buys your originalism bullshit, Clarence. The Constitution you just ignore. You so stupidly support capital punishment despite the fact that it violates the 8th Amendment. But if you, Clarence, were ever on the roll for the death penalty, would you support it? Only then would we see if you would, but the fact that you do now is abhorrent. You were once endorsing Chevron deference until you got wined and dined. Then ritzy vacations and money became your preference. You don't even think people have the right to an attorney. Well, Clarence, every day that you are on the Supreme Court is a day everyone should worry. You once complained that a 170,000+ year salary wasn't enough. Well, that's tough, Clarence. Fuck, tens of millions of people make a small fraction of that much. You say you come from regular stock and prefer Walmart parking lots. But why did you go to Indonesia on a mega yacht? You said it's always been you versus the elites. Well then, why do you always hang with them on all your super fancy retreats? You once said that you wanted to one day be rich, then ditch being on the Supreme Court, switch to living your dream aboard a mega yacht or John Oliver's marathon motor coach. Listening to all those boring oral arguments, Clarence, just get over those. And go for a life with chauffeurs and self-starting toasters and free rides on roller coasters with your buddy Harlan Crowe in his Traverse, cause you and him are the fucking worst. You were the lone dissent in the case where your own discontent wife's text could have been revealed when that stupid bitch was spreading stupid shit like Stop the Steal. Clarence, you should have told her to heal. Clarence, it is well past time that your very old behind resigns. You can barely hold onto your chair when it reclines. You've been told to plenty times. Yeah. Clarence, you Gorsuch and Alito are complete fucking idiots. Just give up your seats. America does nothing but pity you two old corrupt pricks. You're a fundraising draw for the Cork organization, despite the fact they bring cases before your court. Gee, Clarence, doesn't that sound like something you should report? That's why it's this song I have to record. You only want to be friends with Harlan Crow so you can vacation on his yacht and fish for marlins off the Florida coast. Fuck you, Clarence. Your time on the Supreme Court has been a pill, and it's us who have overdosed. Seriously, Clarence, you should have been aborted by your parents.
In their confirmation hearings, they pretend to have no idea how they'll rule on hot-button issues, and we all have to pretend to believe them before we appoint them to a job that they can hold until they die.
Fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence Thomas. Yeah, fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence. Fuck Clarence Thomas.
We don't treat them like what they are, which is people who can be motivated by ideology and greed like anybody else. But polite fictions can only be bent so far before they break. And right now, it feels like the Supreme Court is at a breaking point.